It is my hope that out of this solemn occasion, a better world will emerge out of the blood and carnage of the past. A world founded upon faith and understanding. A world dedicated to the wish for freedom, tolerance, and justice.
Andy, tell me about where we find Caesar in this movie. This is really his last stand, isn't it?
So Caesar, up to this point has been trying to always be the one who is the peace broker between the conflict that's arising between apes and human beings. And at the beginning, he's totally been able to be empathetic towards the human cause as well as the survival of his own kind until the beginning of this movie where obviously an event happens where he loses his family and he cannot come back from that. And it catapults him into this desperate search for need to exact revenge and this journey of hatred and rage, which when he finally gets to confront the nemesis character, you just think you're questioning all the time. The war for the Planet of the Apes is the war for Caesar's internal struggle. It's the war for Caesar's soul. Is he going to be able to find empathy ever again?
Matt, did you see it as a war film? I mean, it feels like your Apocalypse Now moment, maybe.
It is a war film. As Andy said, the key to the whole thing, Caesar's strength has always been his empathy. And he, in the other films represents a bridge between humans and apes. And in this story, it's such what happens to him is so dramatic that it becomes, in my mind, what a classic war movie is about, which is this question of whether or not you can maintain empathy for someone who's your adversary. And in that way, we felt like, and it only seemed to get more and more timely as we were making it, that it was about, we live in a time where I think empathy is one of the big, look, this is one of our problems, as a species. We don't recognize each other, and it becomes easier to objectify your adversary, and that makes it easier to demean them and to kill them, to think that their lives don't matter. And that's what the film's about, and that's what war films are about. So for sure, it's a war movie. And as Andy says, it's absolutely about the war within him. Can he transcend? Can he become, go through this pain to a place where he can see another and see himself in that other character? The great thing about this thing is the spectacle of these movies is what you've just seen, which is that you're going to experience these stories in the most uncanny way. You're going to see humanity as expressed in these apes. But we get to, as a result of that, because that's the spectacle, we get to tell stories about really who we are. Because the fun of these movies is that they're about human nature. What you're seeing through these apes is who we are. They're a mirror to ourselves. And that's a gift, to do a blockbuster that's really about who we are.